Ralph, there's no replacement for displacement. And a 450 is 200 cc's more. I'm picking a 450 for the whole shot, let's put it that way.
Here's a look at the Super Final starting lineup.
And as you look at the lineup here, I had a chance when I was walking back from doing my on-track feature, the first turn area, the soil is really moist and really sandy and messy.
Here comes the start, gate drop, Super Final. Chaos corner coming up. Tomac is the first one there. He's got the early lead.
Oh, Oldenburg.
48 of Oldenburg getting caught up in the tough box.
The box cover on his front wheel.
Here comes Roxon. Roxon gets inside of Cody Schock, who got a great start. Roxon's up to third. Savachi runs second. Oldenburg looks done on the bottom right side of your screen there.
So frustrating. Oldenburg's night's done. But how about this? We've got an incredible battle. Everyone's been chasing Eli Tomac in these first 3 rounds of World Supercross. Tomac is out front. Can Savachi or Roxon mount any sort of charge here in this final, super final in Perth?
WSX 450 machines run 1, 2, and 3. Tomac, Savachi, and Roxon. Then it's Cody Schock on the first of the SX2 250 machines, holding down 4th.
Park up to 6th. He's on SX2, and McElrath up to 7th.
Savachi really starting to apply the pressure to Tomac. It's going to be interesting to see who has the stamina, Jeff, left for this last race, and the longest race of the day at that with 12 laps.
Well, and they're going to have to do something really difficult, and that's try to up your intensity, up your speed, which is more risk of falling down or crashing, and maybe try to push Eli Tomac out of his comfort zone. Get it? Eli thinking about something other than what's in front of him. You need to get the rider thinking about you that is in back of him, and then it distracts him. But that's going to be a tough thing to do for Joey Savachi and Kid Roxon.
McElrath is trying to get around Park. You were watching that battle. That's for 6th. Here's your round standings as we watch in the WSX category. Tomac, Savachi, Roxon, 1, 2, 3 there, just like they are on the racetrack.
Track looks really good right now. A lot of moisture has come up as the sun is setting. That's going to make the track better, but this is it. Last race here in Perth. The riders have done, over 100 laps. Well, certainly more than that when you talk about qualifying. This is it. They've got 10 more to go.
There's your SX2 round standings. McElrath leading in there. He's battling with the 16 right now. Then Lopes. Lopes gets around him. That's for 7th overall. 2nd in the SX2 category now for Enzo Lopes.
Well, they cleaned up. The Jetworks team went out there and cleaned up that big rut just before the whoops. But I'm telling you, the rut was so deep going down the middle of those whoops. Sometimes it'll get so deep that that's not the preferred line. They're trying to move around. Oh, that was close right there. Roxon right on the back of Savachi's rear tire. If he would have clipped his tire in the air, that could stop the rotation of Roxon's front tire and like take his front end and kind of shift it left to right. That could have been really dangerous.
Joey Savachi on the Firepower Honda, sponsored by Sweetberry, riding for Yuriv Konski, one of the legendary team owners from here in Australia. McElrath gets inside of the 43 of Park to take over 6th position on the racetrack.
Wow, McElrath is just dominating these 250 riders, showing why he's the points leader. He's just moved past Park and Lopes like no problem. Took him about 2 laps to do that.
2nd and 3rd right here overall. Savachi just in front of the progressive back. Pipes Motorsports Group, number 1. Dustin Pipes, team owner there. That's a very strong operation too, Jeff, that Pipes Motorsports Group.
It is, but I'm telling you, the problem is Eli Tomac is out front. His last lap was a 52.8. I think that's the fastest lap of the entire time that we've been here at HBF Park. Now Tomac slows it down to a 53.9, but he's got a really good gap. Look at that, almost a 5-second lead, and we're about halfway through this super final.
See a waving medical flag in the distance. That means the riders are going to have to roll through that section when they get there. must be a rider down there that we can't see right now.
Yeah, right here.
There's the rider being attended to.
That was a red bike. I'm almost thinking it was Dean Wilson. Timing and Scoring has him in 15.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be twice that Dean Wilson was down on the ground, but he also had that great ride. Oh!
Roczen coming after Savachi. Joey looks over. Here's Ken up the inside, takes the pass, and Roczen puts the Suzuki up into second place.
Now let's see if Savachi can retaliate there. He made a little mistake, and Ken took advantage of it. Ken's, well, he just nailed those couple of turns. It's like 5 bike links he's put on Savachi quickly. So last time around, Tomac 56.3. Roczen almost 2 seconds a lap faster.
Strong point by the reigning champ with 6 laps remaining here in Super Final. Cody Schock on the 16 trying to catch up to Enzo Lopes, but here comes Aranda. Aranda trying to get around Schock.
Got a little more horsepower, triples up on. Remember, Schock had problems there last night. He's taking the safe line. Aranda goes flying right by. That puts him up to 6th. Schock back to 7th.
Cloud is behind Schock now. Luke on the 19 running an 8. Here, Kristen, is Eli Tomac over the finish line jump with just about 5 laps to go.
And behind him is Ken Roczen, our defending WSX champion. And when I spoke with Ken Roczen throughout the day, and even Larry Brooks, they were describing the massive adjustments they were making to the bike. The bike just had too much movement on track and hasn't been comfortable all weekend. So they've been throwing everything but the kitchen sink at that Suzuki. And guys, you can just kind of see Ken hasn't been 100% this weekend. And a lot of that he and Larry attribute to just the bike and its movement on this track.
Well, it's not, I mean, it's an easy thing to do. This loose soil, this sandy soil, it's kind of got a hard base, but loose on top. Everybody's been sliding around. We talked to Tomac earlier and mentioned how he's comfortable sliding it around, broad sliding the bike. He seemed to, you know, just adjust to it quickly, where Ken, like what he's trying to say is the bike's moving around and he's not comfortable with that. So the team tries to do everything they can to fix that situation.
Going to be hard to dial that out, isn't it?
Well, we got less than 4 laps to go.
This is a fight for P2 in the SX2 category. Cloud on the 19 trying to get around Cody Schock on the 69. Clout for Rick Ware, as is Cody Schock.
Yeah, so Schock on the 250 in the SX2 class. He's riding a 250 Yamaha, and the Kawasaki that Cloud is on, he is in the WSX. That's a 450. And I gotta say that on a track like this, I would like the bigger bike, the 450. We get the Yaz Island, Etihad Avenue now, Etihad Arena. It's arena. This is a stadium. The arena is really small, and there's not a lot of traction there with that desert dirt. So I wonder if the 250 next race might be the better choice.
Yeah, it might be all SX2 bikes on the top step of the podium after Super Final there. You never know. Make sure you tune in to watch. Cloud doing a great job of pushing Schock, but Schock doing an even better job of keeping the bigger bike behind him.
Well, and they are starting to reel in Aranda a little bit. See that blue bike right there, just in front right side of your screen, the number 20, and Lopes is right there.
Lopes, another one of those Rick Ware Racing riders, backed by RBs.
Which is great to have Rick and his organization here in World Supercross. Rick, back in America, has multiple motorsports racing teams. And when it comes to putting together organizations like that, he's one of the best.
They compete in the American Flat Track Series back in the States, NHRA Top Fuel Racing with Clay Milliken. They're in NASCAR's Top Series, as well as the Xfinity class. They run at IMSA Sports Cars, and he's dabbled with IndyCar racing as well. Rick Ware is a busy, busy man.
Right. I mean, his schedule's like, what race am I going to go to this weekend?
Yeah, he gets to pick every weekend for something different. Eli Tomac looking at 1 to go, next time over the finish line jump.
And just a little, you know, tech tip. I've been sitting here watching like what has made Eli Tomac the most dominant rider. He has braking. He's really, he's going into the turn and braking with the bike straight up, one to go, okay? And then in the other turns, he's super comfortable laying the bike over. But I really think that that's been his advantage, is how he gets on the front of the bike and just really grabs that front brake and drives traction into the ground with that front tire.
Working the last lap, and you can see Tomac still pushing hard, Jeff, as he really works that bike around. Here he comes on the Craig Dack Racing Yamaha, supported by Star Racing, the two-time AMH Supercross champion, looking to win his first FIM World Supercross title. He's well on his way to winning his 4th overall. 4 out of 4 it would be for Eli Tomac, carrying the red weight because he's the current points leader in WSX. But that number 3 could change to number 1 in 2025 as Eli Tomac lights the candles by winning the Super Final here in Perth, and round number 3 matching the jersey and the plate number.
Absolute dominant ride, a little bit too short for the reigning champion Ken Roczen though.
Roczen will cross the line in second. Here comes Savacci. He holds on for third. And here's the battle between Shock and Aranda. And Shock is going to get there. Cody Shock will finish just behind his teammate Enzo Lopes. McElrath will be the highest finishing SX2 rider in 4th position. There's a look at the results.
Yeah, that was a great ride by Tomac, but I gotta say, Savacci put on some impressive rides. Even though Roczen was second in this super final, he struggled a little bit in round 2 last night, round 3 here today. Just a click off of Tomac, but some great rides out of those 250 riders in this super final.
Here are your round points for the WSX Championship. Eli Tomac outscores the field here by 11 over Savacci. Aranda with a great night, Jeff. He finishes 4th. Hard-fought day for Greg, the French rider.
Yeah, I'd say he performed great these last 2 days.
He sure did.
I really look forward to seeing him in the final round.
Here's Kristen.
Eli, well done. Congratulations, taking the super final win, also the overall in the WSX class. Eli, how would you describe the energy in the arena in Perth tonight, and how did it affect your racing?
Well, it's just great to see this many people show up. I mean, we had a solid crowd these 2 nights here, so so cool to check out a new part of the world and just see motocross fans everywhere. So thank you, Perth.
Eli, thank you so much. As we work our way, of course, Joey Savacci finishing 2nd overall in that WSX class. If we can get back to him here, Joey debriefing with his team manager, Yariv, also Martin Davalos with him. Joey, congratulations, 2nd overall here tonight in the WSX class. A strong performance. You broke Eli Tomac's win streak. What can you say about the racing here in Perth?
Yeah, I'm happy. Starts were better tonight. Just, yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's just been weekend after weekend, a lot of racing. It was hot today, so yeah, that last one I knew, you know, I knew I could finish behind Ken and still get 2nd, and yeah, track was gnarly. So kind of just mailed it in. I'm definitely ready for a day off and recoup, and yeah, I got to get ready for next weekend.
Joey, thank you so much. We're going to turn around here and chat with Shane McElrath, the top finishing SX2 rider in Super Final, also the overall winner in the SX2 class. Shane, what a triumphant night. Am I mistaken in saying a little light contact in that Super Final, maybe with Cullen Park? A determined win, however.
Yeah, it's I could have done that earlier, but Cullen was riding great tonight, and it was really good to see. All weekend he's been riding good, so had to force the issue a little bit. I mean, he was staying committed, and it's like, in order to make a pass like that, I mean, the track was kind of one line with how loose it was, so it's like trying to make the passes, you got to be a little bit aggressive, but he was riding awesome, and yeah, that one, not a great start. Definitely got a little bit too anxious on the gate and flinched a little bit, and bumping and banging the first couple corners and getting caught up on guys, and so yeah, praise the Lord, we fought hard, and I'm proud of this Firepower, Barry Sweets, Honda team, Quad Lock and X-Brand Fly Racing, Mechanic Brody. This has been great. A little bit short of what I really wanted to do today, but we did the best we could.
Shane, well done.
All right. Great run for Shane McElrath. Let's take a look, Jeff, at the race highlights.
Well, all began with that start. The gate dropped. Tomac gets there first, goes wide, but manages to bank off of that jump there and take the whole shot. Meanwhile, Mitchell Oldenburg not so lucky.
Here's Lopes on the 16. He had a good run. Roxon would chase down Savachi, make this pass. The reigning champ would move up into second.
And like Savachi said, he didn't need that position. Meanwhile, the battle behind, this is interesting about Super Final. You had 250s and 450s racing together. Makes for a really interesting way to finish up the final race. And the rider of the weekend in 2024 so far has certainly been Eli Tomac.
No doubt about it. One round left to go for Eli.